Welcome to Schools Challenge TV.
British shooting is riding high. The last Olympics saw Peter Wilson of Team GB win gold in double trap, and more than a quarter of all the gold medals England won at the 2010 Commonwealth Games were in the target sports of shooting and archery. Shooting is a sport where women and men compete on an even playing field, and there are as many, if not more, women stars of shooting than men. Abbey Burton, Charlotte Kerwood, and new kid on the block, Amber Hill.
Yeah, I started shooting when I was about 10 years old, and I came down the Oxford Gun Club and did these schools challenges, and I just did them because they were great fun and a great way to start shooting, and everything's progressed from there really, because last year was an incredible year for me. I went to Acapulco and won gold at the ISSF World Cup, and I also equalled the senior world records and won BBC Sports Personality of the Year, so couldn't be much better for me really. Yeah, it is a lot different, but it's definitely for the better. I'm just having a great time at the moment and making the most of all these experiences. Yeah, I finished my GCSEs last year, so I've decided to focus on my shooting for a while, and I might, in maybe this year or next year, whenever I get time, look at doing a beauty course of some sort to keep myself, so I've got my shooting and something else to focus on as well, which I think would be a good idea. But I'm just making the most of my shooting because it's a once in a lifetime opportunity for me. My aim at the moment is Rio in 2016, so I'm going to be training hard and hopefully I will reach my dream.
Medal success has put the sport of shooting in the national spotlight. UK Sport recently upped its grant to Team GB shooters, and Amber won this year's BBC Young Sports Personality of the Year.
Well, I was told that I'd been shortlisted for it, so I was in the top 10, and then I was told that I was in the top 3, which meant I would be on Blue Peter, so I had to go for filming and stuff. But to actually win the BBC Sports Personality of the Year was just so unexpected, but it was definitely one of the best experiences of my life, and got to meet so many incredible athletes. Like, I was on the red carpet by Amir Khan, which is just surreal really, so I'm just making the most of all these experiences and absolutely loving it. I only found out I won it when it was announced on live TV, so it was a big shock to me, and having to get up on stage in front of all those people was quite nerve-wracking, but just did it and loved it. It's definitely unusual, because shooting can also be seen in a bad way, but I don't see why it has to, because it's a sport just like anything else, and I'm glad the BBC did it purely off achievements and not on the scale of the sport, which I think was a really nice thing, and hopefully it'll bring a lot more publicity to shooting, which I think it deserves. Just recently switched from a Caesar Greenie to a new Parazzi, which was a big decision for me at the end of last year, but I'm getting on really well with it, and I'm just actually looking at getting it sprayed like my old one. I went to the spray workshop this morning and finalised all the ideas, so hopefully, fingers crossed, by next week I should have it all sprayed and all ready to go out to all my competitions this year. No, it's not going to be pink like my cartridges. Thinking of keeping it to the red and the blacks, but I'm sure you'll have to wait and see and keep a lookout for it. 2014 is going to be a really big year for me because I've got competitions like the World Cup in America, Beijing, all over the place really. But the main one for me this year is the Commonwealth Games in Glasgow, which would be a great event because obviously my friends, my family will get the rare opportunity to come and support me and stuff. So I'm sure it'll be great, and fingers crossed everything goes well on my selection shoots and I'll be in the Commonwealth Games. I shoot 3 times a week to 4 times a week, depending on where I am and how I'm feeling at the time, and obviously other plans. I then go to the gym 3 times a week just for general fitness, but you've got to train hard to get to the top, and that's what I'm willing to do at the moment. Well, I suppose the sport could be seen as more male-dominated and a lot more countryside sort of thing, but I don't see why anyone can't give it a go. I'm 16, I'm a girl, so it proves really anyone can do it, and I do it purely because I love the sport, not because of whether I should be doing it because I'm a girl. I just love the sport, so that's why if you enjoy it, why not do it? There's different types of gun. There's lighter cartridges which you can use. So obviously, if you're just starting, maybe try with a 410 or something, so it's not got so much recoil. But definitely give it a go. I was 10 when I started shooting, so it couldn't have been that bad.
Another star of the women's shooting scene is Becky Mackenzie, aka Becky.bream. Last year she won medals including the African Grand Prix FITASC silver medal, she was British Grand Prix FITASC Ladies Champion, World All-Round Ladies Champion, English Open FITASC Champion, and she got married.
It's nice to come here and be able to shoot targets how I wouldn't usually be able to practice targets. So say a sim pair, I'd shoot the opposite way round, or a teal on the way up, on the way down, whereas when I usually shoot every weekend, it's competitions, and I have to shoot every bird, 100% correctly. So it's lovely to come here and practice in my own way, really. So yeah, I like it.
So what do the old men of shooting think of this influx of women? Here's Doug Florent of the Oxford Gun Company.
Yeah, we teach lots of ladies to shoot here. The biggest problem that we have with ladies really is confidence. It's very macho to tell ladies that they're going to get pushed about by the gun, they're going to get bruised, they're going to let this happen to them, that happen to them. So when they come along, they're a little bit apprehensive. We have ways of overcoming that, but as soon as you get the gun in a lady's shoulder and get to hit a few Ks, and they realise that it isn't going to hurt, they absolutely love it.
We catch up with Amber at the CPSA Awards, where she is showing the other side of being a shooting sports star. It's not enough to be an amazing shot these days, you have to be good at marketing yourself too.
Yeah, I'm basically just updating Facebook, Twitter, just letting people know where I am and what I'm up to. So it's a great way for people to follow me, so yeah, definitely check me out on Twitter and Facebook.
Is that important for a sports person nowadays?
Yeah, definitely, because you can lead to a lot of sponsorship, and it's just getting a lot of followers behind you and people knowing what you're up to, and it's definitely helped me to get where I am, so I just think it's a great thing. My granddad's played a massive part in my career. I started shooting with him when I was about 10 years old. He's come to every shoot that I've been to, and I don't think he'd ever miss it, and I don't know what I'd do without him, so he's just definitely been a massive support to me, and as well as all my family and sponsors, so it's just a massive thanks to them, really.
Fantastic. Who could ask for a better granddaughter?
Oh.
The Schools Challenge exists partly to introduce kids to shooting sports, but also to bring on talent like Amber. For more information about how you can take part and maybe win a place in Team GB at Tokyo 2020, have a look at theschoolschallenge.co.uk.
And now, the Schools Challenge news.
Schools Challenge sponsor Bredon School has been shortlisted for its clay shooting in a major national award. It is in the final of the Independent Schools Association Awards 2014 in the category Outstanding Achievement in Sport. The winner will be announced at the award ceremony on May the 15th. It's the first ever school to be shortlisted for this award thanks to clay shooting. The 2015 Nad El Shebar Sporting Clays Championship in Dubai is announced with a prize pot of more than £500,000, making it one of the biggest shooting competition prizes in the world. It will take place from the 28th of February to the 5th of March 2015. Visit nadalshabarwsc.ae. This year's CLA Game Fair is at Blenheim Palace from the 18th to the 20th of July. The CPSA has a stand on Gunmakers Row as well as up on the clay line. Not to be missed is the Champion of Champions clay competition on Saturday the 19th and the Colts event on Sunday the 20th. Advance tickets are on sale now. Everyone aged 16 and under goes in free. Visit gamefair.co.uk. After a dramatic and tense shoot-off, George Digweed has retained the Essex Masters Trophy. It is the 6th time the 22 times world champion has won this clay competition. At the first Trap World Cup of the season, Great Britain has come away with a silver. Sarah Wixey won the medal in the Trap Women event at the ISSF World Cup Shotgun, Tucson, USA. It is now only a couple of weeks before the Bredon School's Challenge on the 4th of May and the Bredon Festival of Shooting on the 5th of May, where there are thousands of pounds worth of prizes up for grabs. The weekend will see the first qualifying round of the Rosini Classic Series 2014. Only the top 5 in the Open and in the under-21s can qualify, so make sure you don't miss out. Get yourself booked in as soon as possible. The next event to put in your diary after the Bredon weekend is the Browning Open 2014, held at the Oxford Gun Company on Friday the 30th of May. It is a 100 sporting competition with the Browning 525 shotgun up for High Gun of the Day. The competition must be shot with either a Browning, Winchester or Maruku. There are 2 categories, the Open category and TSC Under-21s category. Spaces are filling up fast, so make sure you get yourselves booked in. Just call the Oxford Gun Company on 01844 238 308 to book. There's a new 24 shotgun on the UK market. Here's Claire Haskett from its importer, John Rothery, to tell its story.
Well, the Lincoln range starts from the Premier, which is a great entry-level model, entry-level to the market. Perfect for the Schools Challenge in particular. People that want to take up shooting don't necessarily want to spend thousands of pounds on their first gun if they're only going to be shooting it for a few months and decide it's not for them. They start from probably around about the £750 to £800 retail mark. We've got a really good 20 ball model now, the Premier Compact, which is a shorter barrel, so it's 28-inch barrels on a shorter stock as well, which is particularly good for use or ladies who want to get into it but are maybe a bit scared of the recoil. Yeah, no, it's great for them. Lincoln, as a general rule, there are a lot of game guns. There are a couple of sporters in the range as well. The Compact it's based on the game gun range, but as I say, it's as a starter gun, it's ideal really.
Claire's company sells a variety of shooting kit.
We only supply the trade, but we are UK distributors for air arms as well, that a lot of people are familiar with, Barnet Archery. I mean, altogether we distribute probably over about 200 brands across the UK. Obviously Country Products and Parker Hale as well as David Nickerson that we acquired a couple of years ago. John Rothery's been around for over 40 years now, I think 43, 44 years, and still going strong.
For more on the Lincoln range, visit bisley-uk.com. Now we're only a couple of weeks away from the Bredon Festival of Shooting. We take Gemma Doyle from Bredon out for a round of clays at the Oxford Gun Company. Here's what she thinks of shooting sports.
I'm the marketing manager of Bredon School, so we obviously support the Schools Challenge and we're one of the sponsors for the Oxford Gun Company. So we're here today just to take part in a Sponsors Day.
How much shooting have you done before?
Nothing before today, so today's my first time. Yes, quite reluctant actually this morning, a little bit nervous. It was great fun. I came in with a big smile on my face, having successfully managed to shoot quite a few clays. Had quite a lot of help from the instructor who was brilliant. And he had to keep me still at times because I had a tendency to move my head instead of keeping still. But no, it was really good. Came back in really satisfied. No nasty bruises, no falling over. My colleague has a bit of a dent on his cheek, perhaps where the gun kept making contact with his cheek, I don't know. But no, I escaped unscathed. It was good fun. Helps me to understand a bit more now about why the school is involved, and we've got 2 particularly good shots at the moment. We have a really good team. So yeah, it's good for me to understand a bit more about what they're doing and just how hard it is. Got our new shooting ground, so I think once that's up and running and finished, I might be tempted to have another try. My colleague's gone off now to have another go, so I think he's got the bug.
That was the Schools Challenge TV. Thanks for watching.